Thriller and psycho movies are one thing, but sometimes they can deliver it, but sometimes they can't. Movies like those for me, psycho thriller movies like those, they're my guilty pleasure. Some that are not good. And this one might be on the pinnacle of doing that, actually. This is not a great movie. Just saying it right off the bat. This is not a great movie, but I enjoy watching it for some weird reason. 2017's Unforgettable. Ha! Oh yeah, this is gonna be really, really, really fun. Katherine Heigl is just coping from her marriage. And she learns that her ex-husband, which is David, now is happily engaged to someone else named Julia. Trying to settle together into their new life. She thinks she finally found the man of her dreams and help her forget her past. But Tessa's jealousy, which is Katherine Heigl, she's going to try and stop everything. And her jealousy just picks up with rage and everything. And she's going to do what it takes to make it an ultimate nightmare. Now, this movie, for real, I don't know what to think about it, because every time you're doing a movie that can have so much potential, I can just look at it one or two ways. Crap or guilty pleasure. At first I thought it would be crap, but it's guilty pleasure, for sure. This is not a good movie. You can say that right off the bat. It's not a good movie, but it's a fun guilty pleasure I can watch for sure. Stars Katherine Heigl, Rosario Dawson. I mean, I feel bad for her, but she does good with the script she's given. Katherine Heigl, just over the fucking top. Does anyone remember the last movie that Katherine Heigl was like her last one? Like, of sure, like her very last one. It was like her actual big one. She's had, like, in theater wise, besides the Nut Job and the Nut Job 2, those don't count. Her last ones were New Year's Eve, One for the Money, The Big Wedding. She was also another one I actually was thinking that it could be good, and that's Home Sweet Hell. I don't know about that. It's got negative reviews. It might be fun, but I don't know. I mean, for like theater movies, that's the ones that she was been in. Her last role that she was in, was it The Big Wedding? Yeah, The Big Wedding and One for the Money. Those are not the greatest movies either, so we will just step away from those. But Unforgettable, you really gotta think yourself to yourself. You really gotta think one question: crap or not crap? I mean, that's up to you. That'd be your opinion if it's crap or not. Because if you hear me just say it, who cares by this point? It's a guilty pleasure. The acting is okay. I mean, it's not terrible. It does what it can do, except Katherine Heigl. She's over the top. But her ex-husband and Rosario Dawson, they actually do good in the movie. The dialogue is terrible. I mean, you really have to think that already. It's terrible. It's not great. It's garbage, actually. It's so stupid at some of the shit they say, especially Katherine Heigl. Especially when her and Rosario Dawson were in a scene talking, and I was like, God, this is just not good at all. I was like, yeah, this is just not good at all. The There are some thrills in the movie, some intense. There are some of those, but the movie just kept throwing a lot of shit in there, like, oh, Captain Heigl's character Tessa. Oh, she's trying to do this. She's trying to do this. She's trying to do this. She broke into their house. She's trying to take over again and everything, and she's trying to stop her young daughter from going to her and everything. And I'm just going, okay, this is just where we're getting there. We're getting to that point. And she hacks into her shit too, and I was like, is that even possible for one? I mean, if you're a hacker or something, you just, sure, why not? Why not? But it just didn't make sense. And there's a scene where there's phones back then, but she cuts the phone line. I'm just like, really? We're getting to that point of just doing that now. There's so much that's going on. Like I said, like, for example, another scene is where Rosario Dawson's character loses the daughter. And you see Captain Heigl there and David there, and they're just talking and all this stuff. And I'm just going, like, okay, guys, we're we're really bordered online to this point of going, why are we doing this? Like, why? What's going on here? But there's so much crap going on. I'm just like, this is guilty pleasure. This is all not great. Uh, the daughter in this movie, I don't know. I think they just throw her in there to make the plot going more. I feel like at parts, I'm just like, okay, yeah. There's a scene where she has to cut her hair, and I was kind of laughing. I didn't mean to laugh, but I was kind of laughing. I was just going, the fuck. And then there's other scenes to where Julia Banks, her ex-husband, her violent ex-husband gets involved, tries to get somewhere. That's another subplot of where Julia's ex-husband is violent, and he beat the shit out of her, and he's trying to get away from her. They have like these papers to where he has to stay away from her as far away as possible, and all this. I was alright. It was, I mean, like, I don't know. It felt very odd into the mix. I think he was barely in the movie. He was mentioned, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I hope you like that and everything." It's just like, the fuck. Then Katherine Heigl, I mean, she's over the top. Like I said, she's got so much shit that she does. Like I said, like breaking into a house, stealing shit, and giving it to her Julia's ex-husband. I'm like, why? Why? What's the point of that? She breaks into her phone. She hacks into her phone, and it's so weird. I was like, you can actually hack into someone's phone? Is that possible? Is that possible? Are we here in an illogic shit world thing again? Are we just here to not make sense anymore in the weird world? Alright, that's fine. Whatever. But I was just like, come on, guys. You can make it so much more better than what it already is. Just try to make it a better improvement. Just do something right in this movie. You can actually do that, right? You can do it. Sure, yeah. But no, this movie just kept going, and it just did all this weird shit, and I was like, guys, come on, tell me you got something. There's something that's going on in this movie that you can do it. And it was just a lot of weird shit, though, honestly. Like, the third act is just crazy. Uh, it's crazy. It's really crazy. That's all I can say. It's just crazy, and I feel like this was in shorter time than longer time. Then there's where she's like, wait, these papers, I guess, are done or something out of nowhere because of Tessa, and he attacks and tries to rape her and everything. I'm just like, it's because she's upset at his presence. Do you not realize that you tried to violently rape her and all this stuff in the past? He's doing it again, and she stabs him in the leg, and then Tessa kills him because, like, oh, you failed and everything. Stabs him in the heart. It was over the top. I just looked at that and I was like, okay, guys, okay, if you want to do that kind of shit, fine, whatever. Let's keep going. And then we get to the third act. I guess at I think Tessa's house. I don't remember. I'm not totally sure. Yeah, it was Tessa's house. I'm just trying to remember. Um, they talk violently, and I'm just like, and like Tessa's saying something like, "It's mine," and it's like, then they just fight in the third act, and it's so weird. They're smashing each other in the face and everything. They fight in the hallway. They're smashing stuff on the heads, breaking shit and everything, and it was all crazy. And Julia smashed her head into a picture frame, which knocks her out. And she's trying to help David and everything, but she's just standing there with the knife. And then for some weird reason, she looks at herself in the mirror and then she kills herself. And stabbed herself in the stomach. Her last words were said, she begged her to not let her daughter look like this. Or, no. She begs Julia to not let her daughter remember her like this. And then just the police arrive, David wakes up and everything. Months and months and months later, everything's fine. They move into a new house, and then there's a knock on the door. And then there's Tessa's mother seeing her granddaughter. Julia looks on horror, like her face is shocked as she hugs Lily, and that's it. That's our movie. That's Unforgettable. This movie's kind of bad, but I still enjoy it as a guilty pleasure. I really enjoy this movie. I don't know why. Maybe that's just me saying this and just disgust. I'm like, yeah, I enjoy this movie. This is one of those movies to where I can just sit there and have fun with it. The acting's okay. Dialogue is terrible. You knew that right off the bat. It's really garbage. All the other stuff that you see, you're like, yeah, you know what? It's fine. Whatever. It's if it's to keep the plot going. There's a good amount of subplots in this movie and everything. I'm just like, all right, let's keep the movie going. Let's bust our ass off. Let's keep going. But the end happens, and it was so weird the way that Tessa killed herself. That was weird. It was just like just out of nowhere. It's just like, okay, I just don't want to do it anymore. That's it. That's it. But overall, it's guilty pleasure. It's not great. It's not even good. It's kind of bad. But the grade's gonna be really surprising to how I give it. Maybe because it's high on guilty pleasure. Maybe I just give it that rating. Maybe. I'm gonna try and keep it as high as I can for what it is. I gotta give Unforgettable. I wanted to give it a C, but despite it kind of being a little bit bad, I gotta give Unforgettable a C minus. It's not terrible. I wanted to give it a C, and I was like, I gotta put a C minus. So that's what I give Unforgettable, guys. So it is what it is. Can't expect more than this. So whatever. Guilty pleasure. I still enjoy it for the hell of it. So that is my review for Unforgettable. Until next time, peace out.